Peace. So, police brutality, right? Something that we see in every inner city. And we know that it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And we know that as people of color, we're consistently dying at the hands of police as well as dying at the hands of others who look just like us. You know what I'm saying? In particular environments. Environment and surrounding is everything. If you're not aware of your environment or surroundings, you can become a product of it. You understand what I'm saying? You can become exactly what that environment is, and you can act it out. You know what I mean? So in the process of dealing with brutality and police brutality specifically, you know what I mean, I just want to discuss how we have to pay attention to how they work. We have to pay attention to how we deal with them in particular instances. Now, police will come into your community, into a particular community, and treat that community different than they may treat another community. Why? Because of standards, because of perceptions and things of that nature. Now, we know and understand that most police, especially in this town, I'm talking about Syracuse, New York, I can't speak for other places, but I know what I can say, that in other places, police are brutalizing and killing people as well. So what I'm saying here is that in Syracuse, New York, which is already a very, very racist place, you know what I'm saying, the idea of police brutality and the way that they deal with our community is very normal in a sense. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on for decades. You know what I mean? You got many police that people in my age bracket, they can give you names of police, you know what I'm saying, who were basically brutes, like Quattrone, like Prowl, like Stone Cipher. These were brutes. You see what I mean? And these people and these police, they were trained to be brutal. And what I mean by that is that certain areas and locations in any community has what they call a label put on it, right? And in law enforcement, you have certain areas that nobody wants to police because these areas, quote unquote, have stigma attached to them, because these areas specifically deal with marginalized communities, marginalized people, and those people who sit in those positions of police work, who may come from a European background or nationality, who comes from a community where it's all homogeneously Caucasian and so on and so forth, they get a culture shock when they move into the inner city of Syracuse and become police. And then on top of it, they hear all of the stereotype, all of the conjecture and rumor and stigma from other police who've been working for years about the south side of Syracuse. So at times they may come in, and this happens in other places, they'll come in with the idea that they're going to go save the community and rid the community of those people, of those gangbangers. They're going to rid them. They come in with this Lone Ranger mentality, with this Lone Wolf McQuade mentality, because they've been given that mentality. And on top of it, they may have grew up in the same city that they are becoming police in, and they themselves have heard the stories of the South Side and heard all of the stereotypes and things of that nature. So they walk around for years with a problem with people who look a certain way because of what they've been told and what propaganda teaches them through news and media and so on and so forth. We make up the smallest population percentage, but we're always in the news on the biggest things. You know what I'm saying? The system seems to take the smallest numbers, the smallest population of demographic, and use it to their advantage, either in a negative way to destroy and to push, or in a positive way to enforce an agenda. The LGBTQ community, the transgender community, is a real small community, but you think it's huge because every bit of propaganda is placed on the agenda of pushing that into your existence. And then you have us, where the ideal is to push us out of your existence and to get us to push our own selves out of your existence by recognizing and making us feel as if we are not worthy to have life and that we are inferior. So let me tell you something. Blue lives don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They talk about black lives, white lives, black. First of all, there's no such thing as black, white, red, or yellow people. You understand what I'm saying? That's racism, which is a social construct. Race, a social construct, a man-made social construct. So there is no white man, red man, yellow man, or a black man. You understand what I'm saying? But because we use that language, I speak to you in a language that you're accustomed to being able to understand. You see what I mean? So there is no such thing as blue lives. Blue lives don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Because blue lives is the color of the uniform that you wear. You understand what I'm saying? Blue lives is not a biological makeup. Your blueness is your job. You're a police officer. That's not a life. That's not a biological makeup. That's a profession. That's a job. So blue lives don't matter. What matters is humanity. You understand what I'm saying? Humanity. Quit separating yourself because of your abuse of power. And you think you can abuse the law because nobody's checking for you. You understand what I'm saying? But what we need to do is the people need to wake up and begin to check for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to have a urinalysis test every month. Y'all need to have recertification trainings every year. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all need to have diversity, sensitivity, instruction trainings every year from a culturally competent source, not from your own police. You understand what I'm saying? And when investigations occur, when something happens and somebody reports police for their wrongdoings and their brutality and their injustices, the police department shouldn't be able to investigate their own police because we know what's going to happen when that happens. Nothing. And that cop will be let back out to go back into the streets and be a terrorist and to continue to terrorize the people. Now, don't get me twisted, because there are some cops who are actually good. But they would be even better if they confronted those bad apples in their circles. You understand what I'm saying? They would be even better if they confronted those bad apples in their circles. But a lot of times it's fear, especially when you have a man of color who's a cop. There's some fear there because everything he looks at doesn't look like him. And his constituents who may look like him, they may have taken on the mentality and the attitude of those who are around them. They've become a product of their environment. You see what I'm saying? So we got to deal with them in a particular type of way. We got to chastise them and make them accountable and responsible so that they can deal with our people, in a different manner. When those cops come into our communities and they communicate with us in a very low vibration and they put their hands on our grandmothers and our daughters and sisters and so on and so forth, and we don't do anything but we stand there, that's insanity, because you will turn around and you will beat somebody who looks like you damn near to death. But when somebody who doesn't look like you and they wear a uniform come into the community and be disrespectful, we don't protect ourselves. See, I come from an era where we protected ourselves, and cops came into the community, at certain communities, and they came in with an air of respect. Even though they didn't want to be there, they came in with an air of respect because they knew and understood that you just can't walk up to these people and treat them any type of way because they will defend themselves, because that's intelligent. It's intelligent. You see what I'm saying? So now today, police come into our communities dressed in full military militia gear. You know what I'm saying? In our communities, they don't do it in their own. You know what I'm saying? So these images and these things that we're constantly seeing reinforces why we feel the way we feel and act the way we act. A European man will be standing there with a gun talking to another cop, and the cop will talk him down. But a brother who's selling cigarettes gets choked out. You know what I'm saying? Tamir Rice is playing outside. He gets murdered by a cop. I mean, it's ridiculous. Freddie Gray. People end up dead in the hands of the police if they are of color. You know what I'm saying? They end up dead. There is no alternative for that system. You got to remember what the police department is. It comes from the slave patrols. Its origin is slave patrols. That's what the police origin is. It comes from 1856, the six-pointed star, the slave patrols. So their job, this is what the sheriffs came out of. They came out of slave patrols. So the job was to always catch the slaves. So in this day and time, they're telling you who they think you are, who they think we are. You understand? They're telling you every single day that they don't care about you and that they're not listening to you and that you don't exist. You understand what I'm saying? People, you as a person of color can be proven totally innocent with a whole bunch of evidences, but there will be some Europeans who will still see you guilty because they can't believe that you're innocent, because they can't believe that you have goodness in you, because they don't have it in them. That's why they can't believe that you have it in you, because they don't have it. But you got to remember, a lot of them ain't human. You're dealing with something else. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being stated, let's deal with police brutality. Let's deal with police brutality. Let's also deal with the brutality that we exhibit on ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? You can't talk about the white man killing when you doing the same old thing to your own people, man. And then you turn around and you're a coward when the real killer comes in, the extra killer comes in the community, and you bow down to him. You know what I'm saying? You go hide your guns, you go put your gun in the dirt, you go hide it. He comes in, he pulls your clothes down, has a dog snipping up your behind, he rapes you in public, you know what I'm saying? He humiliates you in public, and you cool with that. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as he bounce, you go get your gun and you become a thug to your own people again. So see, that's what I'm talking about. That's a cowardice. Because you got to die, right? We're gonna all die. Death is inevitable. Death is something that we're gonna face. We're gonna all face death. So why not face death in a righteous manner? You're gonna die anyway, so why not die defending and fighting for that which is righteous? You understand what I'm saying? You're going to leave the planet anyway. You understand? Peace.